Hey guys, welcome to the stream space. We're continuing our Eon tin pull. So now we've done Vaporeon, we've done Flareon, now we have Jolteon. Flareon pull was a little on the weak side, so I'm hoping we'll get some good stuff out of this one. That Vaporeon one, I mean, like 3 packs out of 4 having a V in them, and plus getting Vaporeon V, that was a pretty solid way to open a tin. So I don't know if I can top that. Upcoming is... So we're going to get this guy open. And we're going to go over the packs and the cards and what they do. And you guys can check those out. Be sure to also check out our Noivern V Battle Deck review. So that should be fun, especially for those considering getting the deck. You can kind of figure out what you're in for, how you can use the cards, and what it comes with. And I know they do come with card lists on the back, but those card lists are kind of, well, they're missing information. They don't tell you what each card does. So yeah, enjoy this video and let's have some fun. Need some caffeine. Okay, so yeah, this is the Jolteon 10. So the lids and the tins themselves have all 3 on each of them. However, each lid is unique to the Eevee that it comes with. So this one comes with Jolteon V. So naturally, that'll be the first card of the set that we review. Just trying to get it off of here real gentle. Okay. First card up is Jolteon V. Jolteon V is a basic lightning type Pokemon with 190 HP. Now we all know, yes, we know that Eevee evolves into Jolteon via Thunderstone. We know that, but for the sake of V cards, they are basic. They are not evolved. I do have the evolved version of Jolteon as well in the classic form, the first one that was released in the Fossil series, as well as Flareon. Anyways, so this is a Jolteon V. It has 2 attacks. First one is Thunder Spear. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, and you don't apply weakness or resistance for bench Pokemon, meaning you can select your target, be it their front runner or somebody in the back, and you can do some damage and start kind of slowly crippling other Pokemon with this thing. Its next attack is its signature attack, which is Pin Missile. Pin Missile is a 60x attack, so here's how this one works. Flip 4 coins, the attack does 60 damage for each heads. So, I mean, potential of doing like 240 damage in one attack. So Thunder Spear costs 1 any energy, and Pin Missile costs 1 electric energy and 2 any energy. It's weak against fighting types. Its resistance is none, its retreat cost is none. It's held by a V rule, meaning that when your Pokemon is knocked out, your opponent takes 3 prize cards. Did I read that right? 2 prize cards, pardon me. 3 prize cards is usually for, like, the Gigantamax. So, any of the Gigantamax cards. Anybody want to take bets? We're going to get a Galarian Slowking V? No? Okay. Anyways, so let's start with our first pack. So as I said, we go through each one, and we'll go through each Pokemon that comes in it. We will not go over repeats in the pack in this particular pull. So if we pull 2 of the same card, we'll go over their name, what they are, and that's it. But for each new card that we do on this pull, we will point out their type, if they're basic, stage 1, 2, Gigantamax, whatever. How much health they have, how many attacks, abilities they have, how much those abilities cost, and how much damage they do, and what effects they have, then their resistance, retreat, and weakness. So, anyways, Alright, let's do this. Okay, so we have, first up in the pack, Dano. Dano is a basic Dragon-type Pokemon with 60 HP, has 2 attacks. 1 Call for Family at the cost of 1 Dark Energy. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. Second attack is Bite for the cost of 1 Dark Energy, 1 Psychic Energy, and does 30 damage with no effect. Weakness, nothing. Resistance, nothing. Retreat cost, 1. Next up is Teddy Ursa. Teddy Ursa is a basic normal type Pokemon with 70 HP. It only has 1 attack, Scratch, for 10 damage at the cost of 1 any color energy. It's got a weakness towards fighting, a resistance towards nothing, and a retreat cost of 2. Phoebus. Basically old school Magikarp. You can see the similarities. Phoebus is a basic Whopper Pokemon. He's a Whopper. Anyways, Phoebus is a basic water type Pokemon with 30 HP. It has 1 attack, Flail Around. This is also a Rapid Strike Pokemon, I might add. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 10 damage for each heads. That's at the cost of 1 water energy. Its weakness is electricity. Its resistance is nothing, and its retreat cost is 1. Okay. Hoppip. Hoppip's a basic grass type Pokemon with 40 HP. It only has 1 attack, Continuous Spin. It is a 20x attack at the cost of 1 grass energy, and its effect is flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 20 damage for each head. Excuse me. Hitmonchan. Hoping to get him in my next Sword and Shield play. Okay, Hitmonchan is a fighting type with 110 HP, and he's a single strike Pokemon. 2 attacks. The first one is Clean Hit at 20 plus damage. At the cost of 1 fighting energy. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 50 more damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. Oh, pardon me, that's his next ability. Wow, what a time for this to happen. Okay, we're good, I think. So yeah, he's a basic fighting type with 110 HP with single strike. And we went over his first attack. His second attack is Bullet Straight Punch. That is an attack that does 40 damage at the cost of 1 fighting and 1 any energy. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. He has a weakness towards Psychic, a resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Next up is our first rare. Oh, wow. Okay, that's going to be fun to go over. Our first rare of the pack is Sharpedo. Sharpedo is a Stage 1 Water-type Pokemon that evolves from Carvanha. It has 120 HP and has 2 attacks. First attack is Taunt at the cost of any energy. Switch one of your Pokemon's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. Its next attack is Jet Bite for 120 damage at the cost of 1 water energy and 1 any energy. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. It has a weakness towards electricity, a resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. So here's the real shiner of this guy. Vaporeon V Max. It evolves from Vaporeon V, and it's a Dynamax Pokemon. So basically, this is the gigantic version. Okay, so this is a Water-type Pokemon with a V-Max Water-type Pokemon with 320 HP and Rapid Strike. It has 2 attacks. First attack is Bubble Pod at the cost of any energy. Put a water energy from your discard pile onto your bench, and if you do, attach up to 3 water energy cards from your discard pile to that Pokemon. Its next attack is Max Torrent. It's an attack for 100 plus damage. It costs 1 water energy and 2 any energy. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, this attack does 100 more damage. This is a Pokemon held by a VMAX rule. When your Pokemon's VMAX is knocked out, your opponent takes 3 prize cards, meaning technically they only need to knock out 2 of those in order to actually win the whole game. Grass Energy. I find that the packs are basically all structured the same way. They just have different stuff in them. Okay, we got a trainer card. This is Single Strike Scroll of the Fanged Dragon. It's a single strike Pokemon tool, and this is how it works. The single strike Pokemon this card is attached to can use the attack on this card. You still need the necessary energy to use this attack. And that attack is called Super Strong Slash. Does 300 damage, costs 1 fighting energy, 2 steel energies, and 2 any other colored energies. And it forces you to discard all energy from this Pokemon. That kind of sucks. We have Floette. Floette evolves from Flabébé. Flabébé? Habibi. I don't know. This is a Stage 1 Psychic-type Pokemon. As I said, evolves from Flabébé with 70 HP and Rapid Strike. It has 2 attacks. First attack is Fairy Wind for 20 damage and at the cost of 1 Psychic Energy. Next attack is Double Spin. This is a 50x attack. It makes you flip 2 coins. This attack does 50 damage for each heads. So technically, you'll shell out 100. If you're not lucky, you're shelling out nothing. And that attack costs 1 Psychic Energy and 2 any energy. Its weakness is Steel, its resistance is nothing, and its retreat cost is 1. Boldore. Boldore is a Stage 1 Fighting-type Pokemon, technically Rock-type. I do play the games. Okay. Stage 1 evolves from Roggenrola. Fighting-type Pokemon with 2 attacks. First one is Protect. 1 energy cost of fighting type. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. That was a little bit of a tricky read. Its next attack is Boulder Crush for 60 damage at the cost of 1 fighting energy and 2 any energies. He has a weakness to grass, a resistance to nothing, and a retreat cost of 2. So that kind of concludes the first pack. Okay, so we are going to get ready for our next one. Let's do our next pack. Put all the cards so far in the tin. So we have 3 more packs left. We have Sword and Shield, Battle Styles, and Chilling Reign. The first one we did was Evolving Skies. That's why we got that Vaporeon. So let's open this. Hopefully, we can get one of the legendary birds that we're missing, because I know I have Moltres and Articuno. I would love to get a Zapdos in this set. Then I can at least say I have those particular versions of this Pokemon. I do have different versions of them, just their normal ones, but the cool thing about the Galarian versions is they are a different type. So, Zapdos is a fighting type. I don't agree with that. Articuno is a psychic type. I could kind of see it. And Moltres is a dark/fire type. So it still kind of retains its roots. Okay, so we're going to set this aside because that is a code card for playing online. Okay. First card out of the new pack, Galarian Yamask. Yamask is a basic fighting type Pokemon with 60 HP. He has 1 attack, Brutal Swing. My Gyarados had that in Pokemon Sword. 10 plus damage at the cost of 2 any colored energies. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. Potentially reasonable. Stage 1 basic Pokemon are not exactly the greatest for long-standing combat, though, so you almost have to evolve Pokemon like that. Only at 60 HP and with the new cards these days. Oi. Okay. Coughing is next up. Coughing is a basic Dark-type Pokemon with 70 HP. He only has 1 attack, Smog, and that does 20 damage at the cost of 1 Dark Energy and 1 Any Energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, meaning it'll take 10 damage per turn until you remedy it or it dies. Weakness of fighting type, resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Next from that is Shuppet. Shuppet is a basic psychic type Pokemon with 50 HP, and I know it's technically a ghost. Single strike Pokemon with Will-O-Wisp as its only attack. It does 20 damage and has 1 psychic energy for the cost. It's weak against dark types. Resistance is fighting, minus 30, and its retreat cost is 1. Squovit. Squovit's a basic normal type Pokemon with 60 HP. It has 1 attack, Scrounge. 2 attacks. Its first attack is Scrounge. Put a Pokemon tool card from your discard pile into your hand at the cost of 1 colorless energy. Next attack is Gnaw for 10 damage at the cost of 1 colorless energy, and a weakness towards fighting types, a resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Okay. Spheal. Spheal is a basic water type Pokemon, him and his derpy little self, with 70 HP. His attack, and the only one he has, is Ram for 10 damage at the cost of any colored energy. His weakness is Steel, and his resistance is nothing, and his retreat cost is 2. We have a reverse holographic Swirlix. Swirlix is a psychic type Pokemon, technically also a fairy. Basic Pokemon with 1 attack, Draining Kiss. Draining Kiss does 20 damage and has a cost of 2 any colored energies. You get to heal 10 damage from this Pokemon when you use it. Its weakness is Steel. Its resistance is nothing. Its retreat cost is 1. The rare of the pack is Spiritomb, special legendary from the Pearl and Diamond era. Basic dark type Pokemon with 70 HP. It has 2 attacks. Its first attack is Ghostly Cries at the cost of any colored energy, just 1. For each Pokemon in your opponent's discard pile, put a damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. If you placed any damage counters in this way, your opponent shuffles all Pokemon from their discard pile into their deck, which means you can kind of revive your collection, as it were. Will-O-Wisp is its next attack and is the same as previous, as the Shuppet we went and looked at. It does 20 damage and costs 1 dark energy. He has a weakness of grass, a resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. We have Energy, Psychic type. We have Agatha, one of the original Elite Fours, made into a supporter card. Agatha's supporter card is to move up to 3 damage counters from your active Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. So meaning you can transfer some damage and then deal some of your own. Supporter cards can only be played once per turn, just as a reminder to anybody who does play the game. So they are handy, but you can only use one, so always be selective about which one you're going to use for that turn. Next up is this thing. Didn't read it before I showed you, so I didn't know what it was called. But it is called Rapid Strike Scroll of the Skies. So it's a Rapid Strike Pokemon Tool item card. The Rapid Strike Pokemon this card is attached to can use this attack on this card. You still need the necessary energy to use the attack. Okay, and the attack it is talking about is Grav Drop. Grav Drop does 10 plus damage and at the cost of 1 lightning and 1 any energy. This attack does 50 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, if they have a lot, if they're a high cost card, they are in for a beating. Next up, and last up, is Dynatree Hill. Is this like a Pokemon version of One Tree Hill? I don't see Gavin DeGraw anywhere. I think we're safe. So this is a stadium card, so it changes the field, and this affects both Pokemon that are playing on it. Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, cannot be healed. Fucking die. Fucking die. Okay, we now have Battle Styles and Sword and Shield left. We are now done with that pack. Let's move straight along. Okay. Scatterbug. It's the opposite of Blipbug. Okay, code card away. Okay, let's go. First up is Scatterbug. Looks very similar to Blipbug, just with a fatter head. Scatterbug is... it was probably a scatterbrained cousin or something, you know? Basic grass-type Pokemon with 40 HP, and he only has one attack. Surprise attack. You know? Oh, shy surprise. 30 damage is what it will do at the cost of 1 any-colored energy. You get to flip a coin, and if tails, this attack does nothing. Really playing luck on that one. Weakness of fire, resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Corphish. Corphish is a basic water-type Pokemon with 70 HP. He has one attack, Bubble Beam. Classic. It's 30 damage at the cost of 1 water energy into any colored energies. Flip a coin, and if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. The weirdest effect to give Bubble Beam. It's weak against electric, its resistance is nothing, and its retreat cost is 2. Okay, continuing. Glamio. Glamio is a basic normal type Pokemon with 60 HP. It has 2 attacks. Cat Kick for 10 damage at the cost of 1 energy, any color. Claw Slash, Enunciate, 40 damage at the cost of 3 any colored energies. A weakness of fighting, a resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Next up from that is Yamper. It's a Yamper. Basic, 60 is a basic electric type with 60 HP. He's actually my electric type for my new Pokemon Shield run. He's replacing Pikachu because the damn lightning god apparently didn't want to be a god for me. Anyways, its ability and 1 attack. Its ability is Ball Search. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may put a Pokeball card, a Great Ball card, or 1 of each from your discard pile into your hand. It has 1 attack, Flop. Weird. Everybody do the flop. 20 damage, and at the cost of 2 any colored energies. Weakness of fighting, resistance of nothing. It's a retreat cost of 1. Mienfoo is a basic 60 to I can't talk. It's a basic fighting type Pokemon with 60 HP and Rapid Strike. It has 2 attack. It has 1 attack, Double Stab. That's why I said 2, because the word double was in it. Anyways, Double Stab does 30x damage. So here's the condition: flip 2 coins, and this attack does 30 damage for each heads. It's a little on the weak side. Weakness is Psychic. Resistance is nothing, and retreat cost is 1. Reverse holographic, this time around, is Chimecho. Yeah, I remember this thing. Chimecho is a basic psychic type Pokemon with 60 HP. It has 2 attacks. 1 is Minor Errand Running. Cost of any color energy, search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Second one is Pleasant Tone for 20 damage, and at the cost of 1 any colored energy, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. It has a weakness towards darkness, resistance of fighting, a retreat cost of 1. The rare of the pack, Vivillon. Okay, Vivillon is a stage 2 that evolves from Spupa. That's a funny name. It's a grass type with 120 HP and 2 attacks. First attack is Vital Powder. Vital Powder at the cost of 1 any colored energy. Heal all damage from 2 of your benched Pokemon. Second attack, is Gust at the cost of 1 grass energy into any colored energy and does 90 damage. So he can either heal or do solid damage. I mean, for 120 health, at least he will probably be on the field for more than 1 turn. Weakness towards fire, a resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. Got a grass energy in this one. Got Girder. Cool. Girder is a stage 1 Pokemon that evolves from Timber. He's my fighting type in black and white. I may be replacing him with a Machop. Just putting that out He has 100 HP and 2 attacks. First attack is Pound. He will do 30 damage at the cost of 2 any colored energies. His next attack is Hammer-In for 60 damage at the cost of 1 fighting and 2 any color. Weakness is Psychic. Resistance is nothing and a retreat cost of 3. We got a new Stadium card. Tower of Darkness is what it's called. It's a single strike card, and it's a stadium. Once during each player's turn, that player may draw 2 cards. In order to use this effect, that player must discard a single strike card from their hand. Okay. Last but not least, most likely least because I really hated this generation, Purugly. Purugly evolves from Glamio. It's the stage 1 Pokemon, and it has a normal type with 120 HP. It has 2 attacks. First one is Catterday. That costs 1 any colored energy and allows you to draw 3 cards. If you do, this Pokemon is now asleep. You'll have to flip coins to find out if you're going to get the fucking thing back. Lazy little shit. Claw Slash is its next attack. Got 120 damage, but costs 4 any colored energies, so that's pretty hefty. It has a weakness towards fighting, a resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 3. Last pack, guys! Last pack, and it is Sword and Shield. We got a Zacian on the cover. Not the greatest pull so far. We did get one Dynamax Pokemon, which was pretty cool. It is a Vaporeon. I'm not sure if we already have that or not, though, so I don't want to get too excited. First up is obviously the code card. We can just add that to our ever-growing pile. Okay, so let's go over it. Sobble. Sobble's a basic water-type Pokemon, and the beginner for the water-type in Sword and Shield. He has 1 attack, Water Gun, for 20 damage at the cost of 1 water energy. Weakness of Lightning, resistance of nothing, and a retreat cost of 1. I do have him as... I do have the starter deck version of him. Okay, so... next up from that is Wulu. Wulu's a basic normal-type Pokemon with 70 HP. It has 2 attacks. Tackle for 10 damage and 1 any energy. And Headbutt for 50 damage and 3 any energy. Weakness of Fighting, resistance of none, and a retreat cost of 1. It is really funny to watch that thing try and derp its way through a fence. And fail. For probably around several minutes, I would imagine that it gave itself brain damage when it finally got through. If it didn't already have any. Next up from that is Clavopus. And I'm throwing my cards across the room. Clavopus is a basic fighting type Pokemon with 80 HP. And ADHD, most likely. With that many arms. It has 1 attack. Punch. That's literally all it does. Either that or it's spiking the punch at the prom or something. 50 HP is what it'll take off of the enemy Pokemon, so 50 damage, as I mean. It costs 2 fighting energies to use that ability, and its weakness is Psychic, its resistance is nothing, and its retreat cost is 2. Card drop. Okay. Next up from that is Scorpi. Scorpi is a basic dark-type Pokemon with 80 HP. It has 2 attacks. Poison Sting for 1 dark energy it'll cause poisoning in the other Pokemon. Second attack is Slashing Claw for 50 damage at the cost of 1 dark energy and 2 any colored energy. Its weakness is fighting types. Its resistance is nothing and its retreat cost is 2. Okay. Another Yamper, but this one is different from the other one, so we will go over it. This Yamper is a basic electric type with 70 HP. Its attacks, which it has 2 of them, is Bite for 10 damage at cost of any colored energy, and Zap Kick for 20 damage at the cost of an any colored energy and a lightning energy. Its retreat cost is fighting, and its resistance is nothing, and its weakness is fighting, its resistance is nothing, its retreat cost is 1. I quit. This time around, our reverse holo is a Baltoy. Baltoy is a basic fighting type Pokemon with 70 HP. Its first attack is Beam, and that will do 10 damage at the cost of 1 any energy. Its next attack is Sand Spray for 30 damage and 2 fighting energies. Weakness is Grass, resistance is nothing, and its retreat cost is 1. We have Drampa. Drampa is a basic, normal-type Pokemon with 130 HP. He has Dragon Pulse as his only attack, and it does 80 damage, and it forces you to discard the 2 top cards of your deck and costs 2 any energy. Weakness of fighting, resistance of nothing, retreat cost of 2. Next up is... we got a fighting energy. That's sick. And for any of those who are... they are concerned, they don't know how to play the game, and they had some questions, definitely feel free to throw comments down so that I can answer any of your game, any of the game-related questions. I'm relatively well-versed. We have this trainer card. This is Pokemon Catcher. This is an item trainer card. Flip a coin. If heads, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. I'd like to point out it doesn't say who chooses, so that could be good or bad depending on how far into the game you are. Next up from that is Bisharp. Bisharp is a Stage 1 Steel-type Pokemon that evolves from Ponyard and has 120 HP. He has 2 attacks. Charge Order, which is a 30-plus attack. At the cost of any colored energy, this attack does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Ponyard. Slicing Blade is the next attack for 60 damage at the cost of 1 Steel energy and 1 any color energy. Weakness is Fire, resistance is Grass, and retreat cost is 2. Last and not least, Salazzle, the sassy lady of the reptile Pokemon world. Fun fact, the only way you can get this is if you have caught a Salazzle herself or evolved a Salandit that is female. And only the female Salandits evolve. The regular ones, the males do not. So, you go girl. So this is a Stage 1 Fire-type Pokemon with 120 HP. He has use the proper pronouns here. She has 2 attacks. First one is Searing Flame, and that is 20 damage at the cost of 1 fire energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, similar to Poison, I believe. Bright Flame is its next attack for 120 damage at the cost of 1 fire and 1 any color energy. Discard 2 energies from this Pokemon. So that does it. That is our new card pull. So, we'll be back on... we'll do our next one. So this was the 3rd of all of our polls. I believe our Flareon poll will be going up live before this one, but that one wasn't as it's like a Vaporeon one was just amazing right out of the gate, and then this one's like, yeah, I'll give you 1 V card, I guess, and it was a good one, but not the greatest pull, I'd have to say. It was a lot of duplicates and stuff that I already have, so whatever, that's fine. Anyways, so thank you for checking out the stream space. You can find us on YouTube, Pidera Space 74, where you can catch a mix of live shows and original content, or over on Twitch, where it is strictly live shows and it's a lot of our console gaming and stuff like that. So feel free to check that out. Pidera_74. Throw your likes, follows, subscribes in all the right places, and I will catch you guys next time.